My name is Larry Walter. I'm the associate producer for ISA, which stands for International Special Attractions.
And I'm Daniel. I'm the associate producer to Larry, also with ISA.
Okay, so you two play a really important role in bringing ice to life then, it sounds like.
Yes, we do.
And can you kind of perhaps walk us a little bit through what are the steps, like how long does it take you to do it, and where did you kind of start, from the blocks of ice all the way to the finished sculptures?
Well, I can tell you, they're probably starting on next year's exhibit as we speak.
Wow.
It takes about that long to go through the process of planning it, securing the rights to whatever property that they're looking at. In the past, we've had things like Grinchmas, or How the Grinch Stole Christmas, rather, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Charlie Brown.
The Charlie Brown Christmas. Twas the Night Before Christmas. So you have to go through and secure those properties and then work with those people that own the property. But for us, our job starts at about September or so, and that's when we find out what the actual plan is and get our timeline so that we know when we're on property, when do our artists come in, when does our ice get delivered, because we get our ice from Adel, Georgia, and so it's usually shipped anywhere from 1 to 4 trucks at a time. Yeah, and so there's a lot of pre-planning. We have to secure heavy equipment, things like forklifts, dumpsters, maybe scissor lifts and things like that, whatever we need to help mount the attraction. So from start to finish, we started like the first day of October on site, and we put the final touches on this afternoon. So it's
40 days.
Yeah, it's about 40 days, about 30 days, 30 or 31 days of actual carving, and there's about a week or so of pre-production when just the advanced team shows up from China. And so that's usually about 5 to 8 people, and they're the head carpenters and the crew chiefs, things like that. They go through our equipment, make sure that they got everything they need. If we have to do some hardware shopping or tool shopping, we do that with them. And then it's followed by the main group coming in, usually about another 30 people or so. And so we're usually about 36 people strong, just with artists from China. And then we have about 4 people that work with ISA as far as translators and on-site production personnel.
That's amazing. And the Chinese artisans, how long does it take them to actually gain the skill to create these gorgeous sculptures?
Well, a lot of them, we can talk about art.
Yeah, they actually they grow up doing stuff like this. Because in Harbin they have an international festival that takes place every year. So it's just a trade that they pick up at a young age. And you can kind of tell by the artists that come here, they vary in age, a lot of them are older, but you can see a lot of the younger guys now coming over as well. And eventually they'll transition themselves throughout the next few years.
And it seems to be a family thing too. It's like we're finding a lot of father and sons that have been doing this for quite some time, or other relatives that all do the same thing.
Amazing. And are there challenges, like say the colored ice versus the regular ice, or just certain types of sculptures that you run into?
Sure. One of the things that's difficult is getting the right color combinations, because this being an intellectual property, like for Dreamworks, the colors have got to be right on. They've got to match the characters. So it's a lot of chemistry involved. We have people that are specifically involved in making the ice. And there are different ingredients. They might add salt to it, they might add milk to it, they might add some glycol to it. Baking food coloring is another big thing. So sometimes the red is not red enough, or the green is too green or not green enough. One of our challenges this year was that we knew that we needed a lot of ice for this. And the ice plant wanted to be prepared. So they would prepare the ice, they would make certain colors, put it into a deep freeze somewhere, and then go ahead and make more ice. We have about 20 colors going. Yeah, so not to mention there's the clear ice, white ice, and then all the other colors in between. What happened was they stored the green ice, they stored it in about anywhere from -4 to 0 degrees. And it was a nice green. It was Christmas green. When we got it on property and moved it into our tent, which at the time during construction, we're at about 20, 24 degrees, because they like the ice to be a little softer. It turned turquoise. So we didn't know what to do. We had turquoise, there's no turquoise Christmas trees, or wreaths. So what we did was we actually took the block outside in the sun. It came back to green like you wouldn't believe. But once we took it back into the tent, it turned turquoise again. And we found that with our red also. All the other colors seemed to work, but for some reason there was something going from the temperature that they make it and the storage temperature, and then what we work in, and it just, the chemistry just affected how the ice looked.
It's amazing. You know, if you think of ice as something simple, not really with those variations.
The other challenge for us are the characters, because they're used to making actual, like, lifelike characters, people and animals and things. And so when you're dealing with a property like Madagascar, that's very exaggerated features, that sometimes throws them for a loop. So they have very specific drawings, measurements. They're out there with their meters, meter sticks, and measuring tapes. And that's the other thing. We have to convert everything to metric system for them.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah.
That's great. Well, that will give me a much greater appreciation. I always love ice when we go through, but I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Oh, sure.